Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. So this will be detailed video about the last batch for CAT, the final batch that we are launching at iQuanta. So I'll be talking about the entire course flow, what we'll be doing, what is expected from you, what's expected from us. So you can also ask me certain questions regarding the course, the modules, and the pedagogy and everything. Okay, so the last batch, the final batch, obviously, I'll be discussing each and everything with you. So first thing first, CAT preparation, 5 months, because 5 months are left. Then there'll be CAT exam, then written ability test, VAT, group discussion, personal interview. Like in IIM Ahmedabad, it is AWT, analytical writing assignment, analytical writing assessment. But other IIMs, it's VAT, written ability test. So this comes later, after November. In January, February, this will be starting. For that, we'll be having a different kind of pedagogy altogether. But let's discuss these 5 months, what we will be doing. So let's unbox the CAT exam, what exactly CAT is, and what is the syllabus of CAT, what all sections are there. First thing first, logical reasoning and data interpretation. In short, we call it LRDI. Logical reasoning and data interpretation. So you'll be getting 5 sets here, 5 sets, and in 2 sets you'll be having 5 questions each. That makes it 10 questions overall, and in the remaining 3 sets you'll be having 4 questions each, which makes it 12 questions overall. So we have 22 questions in LRDI, and that is what changed the last year. Before that we had less questions, 20 questions only. Okay, and we had 4 sets. Now we have 5 sets. The choice is more. Last year CAT changed its pattern, and they don't tell you whenever they change the pattern. The only thing that is fixed is it will be 2-hour exam, and that also happened after the COVID. Before that is 3 hours exam. So 2 hours exam will be there, and 3 sections are there. Last year we had 5 sets in LRDI, and this is a good thing actually. You know why? Because now if you have watched my podcast in which I discussed that why would they have increased the number of sets in LRDI. They increased only 2 questions, but 1 complete set was increased. The reason is because they're testing you on different parameters. Earlier there were only 4 sets, now there are 5 sets. So basically testing will be much better. All right. So in LR, logical reasoning, the topics are cubes. So you must have seen a cube. You see ice cubes every day, almost every day. Rubik's cube, or the die when you play Ludo, etc. So that is a cube. And what the questions are like, okay, if I cut the cubes, vertically, horizontally, and then in the 3rd dimension, that how many cubes will be getting. If a cube is painted on all sides, then it is cut. So all those questions about cube cutting come under cubes. Then we have linear arrangements in which people are sitting in a straight line. So some people all might be looking towards the north, or the complications can be, some are looking towards north, some towards south. So whenever people are asked to sit in a particular arrangement, and then different conditions given to them. Conditions can be some are facing towards north, some are towards south. We don't know who are they, and there are 2 people who do not sit together. So when there are multiple conditions given to any kind of set, that set comes under linear arrangement. Similarly, in a circular arrangement, people instead of sitting in a straight line, they sit around a circle. Okay, it can also be a square, it can be rectangle. So all those things will be in, so this is seating arrangement basically. Then comes Venn diagrams, in which they can be 2, 3 or 4 type of people. Let's say there is a college in which some people are playing football, some are playing basketball, some are playing cricket. Okay, then there are some people who are playing both, like basketball and football, some playing cricket and football. So all those combinations, when we have a set on that comes under Venn diagrams. Distribution selection, in which different people have different kind of choices, or a normal example is, a very famous example is of Einstein's puzzles. If you don't know it, just Google it once. So Einstein's puzzle, here what happened, Einstein talked about 5 people who were from 5 different countries, they liked 5 different things. So all that was distribution selection. Binary logics, binary. So people are either truth tellers, or they are liars. Some people alternate between truth and lie. So if I ask someone 3 questions, I don't know who is a truth teller, who is a liar, who is an alternator. Based on their answers, I'll be trying to determine who is what. That is binary logic. Very interesting topic. Games and tournaments. So you these days you must be watching, not these days, but you must be watching IPL or tennis. So there are 2 kinds of games, rounds that are happening. The round robin, in which every team plays with every other team. Then we have knockout tournament. So all those, the 2 types, round robin and knockout. So that comes under games and tournaments. Then we have network flow diagrams, network flow. So let's say you want to solve a traffic problem. There is a city, in that city there are roads, there are nodes, there are squares. So let's say on one street there is some kind of accident. So we have to, kind of develop a new path, take a D route, like it happens in Google Maps, which you are using every day. Those are routes and networks. It can also be supply chain, different kind of examples with it, in which one processing is done and keeps on moving through different channels. That comes under network flow diagrams. Then quant-based DI, in any puzzle, if we use the quantitative mathematical equations, those are quant-based DI. In data interpretation, we have tables, line and bar graphs, pie charts. So data is represented in different forms. You have to interpret it and answer the questions that follow. Till now, do we have any questions? Next is verbal ability and reading comprehension. So verbal ability, VARC, that is what we call it, RC, and then we have these topics: para summary, para completion, odd one out, para jumbles. All right. So here you get 16 questions divided across 4 different sets. Now when I say 4 sets, here the sets are like reading comprehension passages, unseen passages, a passage that you have not read earlier. It can be from different fields. It can be history, it can be psychology, it can be philosophy, it can be science and technology, etc. So based on that passage that you read, there will be questions given to you, 4 questions each. So we have 4 sets. Then across 8 questions, these 4 topics will be distributed. It can be 3 from one topic, 3 from other topic, 2 from some other topic, and probably they will be giving 2 questions of each topic. Maybe they will, last year they did not have para summary. So they keep on changing. But overall we have 24 questions in VARC. Next, quant, that is mathematics. Here the clusters are arithmetic, algebra, numbers, modern maths, geometry, mensuration. I'll be discussing about this in detail in the upcoming slides. All right. So all these sections have 40 minutes each. And 3 sections are there, 14 to 3 is 120, so we have 120 minutes, that is 2 hours paper. All right. Here also we have 22 questions. All right. That is all. Now coming to the next part. Till now, do we have any questions? In quant, this is the normally, that is what we have seen. 35% questions come from arithmetic, 25% from algebra. So if you combine these two, 60% questions come from just these 2 clusters, which are very important. Geometry 20%, modern maths 10%, numbers 10%. Sometimes it happens that they increase the number of questions in algebra and reduce in geometry. So I have also seen that arithmetic algebra you can have same number of questions. So that is also a possibility. So I would say these 2 are the most important ones. All right. Now, logical reasoning, arrangements, puzzles, syllogisms, Venn diagrams, etc. 25% to all, but this is a kind of a more or less a ballpark figure. It's not always true. In LRDI, they can give sets from different, they can also give sets which are combinations of different concepts. DI, tables and graphs, graph and bar diagrams, table and pie charts, graphs and charts, that is the percentage weightage. But I'll tell you what, in LRDI, what we have written over here, it's a combined average of previous few years. But you can never be sure that from what topic they'll be asking a question. In LRDI, it's all puzzles. Now, VARC. 67% goes to RC and remaining is para jumbles, para summary, odd one out, para completion. So I discussed that already. Okay, so let us talk about the exact flow. Till now, do we have any questions? Anyone? And nobody is interacting. I'm not liking it. try to ask a few questions, try to chip in, try and interact. That looks really great. Make it interactive. Okay. So the first step, choose your mentor partner, assemble your basic tools. When I say mentor partner, that means iQuanta in this case, who will be mentoring you. Vrinda, Power, 155 days left, yes. Assemble your basic tools. When I say basic tools, these tools are used for mathematical calculations. It can be reading articles, it can be data interpretation, all that stuff. So memorizing squares, cubes, approximations, and reading eclectic articles. Now these things will be helping you, like memorizing squares and cubes and approximations. They'll be helping you in quant and also in data interpretation. And reading articles will be helping you in reading comprehension. This is the basic tools. For example, if someone wants to, create a furniture or a table out of wood, so they have to have their basic tools. It can be hammer, files, nails, etc. So we can compare that the CAD preparation to making a furniture. So what basic tools are required? That is something which you should be we should be collecting. And how to do that? At this channel only, iQuanta's YouTube channel. If you go, you can watch, just search Vedic mathematics, speed calculation techniques. You'll be getting 3 to 4 different sessions that I have taken, in which you can improve your approximation and calculation speed. Then comes the next one, building up the concepts and applying the concepts. This is where the actual classes start. Live classes and conceptual clarity. Now, build up the concepts, apply the concepts. So in iQuanta, we have 2 kinds of classes. One is the live conceptual classes, so that is the live application class. So in the live conceptual class, teachers come in front of you, like I am standing in front of you, and will be discussing whatever topic it is, whatever section it is. We'll be discussing different, let's say I'm teaching you time, speed and distance. So in time, speed, distance, we'll be having, let's say, 4 classes in which there are multiple different concepts. Multiple concepts are there, multiple sub-concepts are there. So we'll be discussing all the concepts and the relevant questions, which can be from previous year. It will be new questions that our team has formed. And once that class is over, which happens at 7 to 9 p.m. Sham ko, 7 to 9 p.m. After that, from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, we have the application classes, in which the teacher would not be present in front of you, but he won't be visible, but he will be there in terms of Facebook comments, in which we'll be giving you a video to watch, which will be from 3 to 5 minutes. Based on that video, your questions will be given to you with options which you'll be answering. So this is something in which hundreds of people join the class at one point of time. Simultaneously, they solve it. So it's a kind of healthy competition. In a way, you can also say that this is a kind of practice. So what we thought, if we teach you at 7 to 9, and then we expect that you go and solve a lot of questions, probably you might get deviated, might get distracted. So we have made it a part of the pedagogy itself कि हम ऐसा करेंगे कि automatically जो पढ़ाया गया है उसको practice करना आप शुरू कर दो through the application classes. So your practice part is already a part of the curriculum that we follow. All right, next. Practice, practice and practice. So solve questions from dashboard. So once you enroll with iQuanta, you'll be getting a dashboard on the computer, your laptop. You can open the dashboard. You'll be having a login ID and a password, just like any other app. So just go there and you'll be getting access to dashboard, in which a lot of questions will be there. So from dashboard, so whatever topic we teach here in the classes, the same questions will be unlocked on the dashboard. You can just solve those questions, and we'll be also having some practice on our Facebook group. Get doubts solved. Now the thing is, in the live classes, if you ask some doubts, obviously teachers will be telling you, they'll be clearing the doubts. Still you have some doubts remaining in live classes or application classes. After that, you'll be having some doubts in the dashboard. We already have the solutions of dashboard given there, but still something is not, you're not able to understand. You can solve it. You can ask the questions to us on our Facebook group, in which you'll be just sending the screenshot. Within 10 minutes, you'll get doubt solved, because we are working round the clock. A lot of people are there working round the clock across India, and they clear the doubts across all the sections, be it VARC, LRDI or quant. And this is something which I would say is really a great feature, So I believe that doubts delayed are doubts denied. Okay, so we try to clear that then and there. Okay, then comes the next stage, that is testing your knowledge. start doing time-bound tests by topics and sections. So in the dashboard, there are mini mocks given to you. They're time-bound tests, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Based on that, you'll test your knowledge. So all of it was, this thing was not bounded by time, but this one is. So under the time pressure, how much can you solve? You can do it there and strengthen your weak spots. So based on what you have solved here, you get to know that which points are weak points, what are strong points. You can just kind of analyze that. All right. Then study with a crash course. By the way, at this stage, in fact, at this stage, you should start solving mocks also, mock tests. So we have 35 full-length sectionals, full-length mocks, and 15 sectionals for each section. That is 45 sectional tests. So start doing that. There are unproctored tests, there are proctored tests. Proctored means there will be window given to you, 3 days ka window in which you will be solving, attempting the mock, and based on how many people have solved, you will be getting your percentile and your score. Study with the crash course. By October, we'll start the crash course that is given free of cost to everyone. That is a flagship program at iQuanta, in which we'll revise everything that we have done till then, the entire course, with obviously in a quick-paced manner. The concepts will be revised, application class will be held, and here we'll be doing moderate to difficult level questions of CAT. Now I need some comments. Any queries? No queries? Okay. Then, full mocks, analyze mocks. Now this is something very important. Analysis. Attempting the mocks is very important, but analyzing it is more important. So earlier, back in my day when I was preparing for CAT myself, 10, 11 years back, so I took a mock, and after that I took 6 to 7 hours to analyze it. That what, if I am wrong somewhere, I need to solve, look at the solution. If I'm right, then is there a better approach to solve the same thing in less time? What are my weak areas, strong areas? So now we have developed an AI-enabled mock platform, okay, at iQuanta. There, the analysis, which took 6 to 7 hours, will take only 1 to 2 hours. So that saves a lot of time. Just do that. So the batch is launching. There'll be 1300 plus hours of videos, including the classes. And last year we had more than 500 students who scored 99th percentile. 35 mocks and 45 sectional mocks are there. These are faculty members. This is me. You can see me. Clearly, my name is Abhishek Lila Pandey. We have Kamal sir, Quant LRDI expert. I teach all the subjects. Raj sir, who takes Quant and LRDI. Indrajit Singh, the founder and CEO of iQuanta. Prashant sir, who is a VARC expert. Shamana ma'am, VARC expert. Sajjan sir, Quant LRDI expert. So we'll be taking your classes. All right. Saksham, 26 strategy video. Okay, Saksham, point noted. So the next video that we're planning will be on CAT 26. Okay, the moment you enroll, you will get certain things. Now, once you enroll, the classes will be starting in the month of July, the first week of July. So you do have 3 to 4 days left here. So what you'll be doing in those 3 to 4 days? First, you'll build your basics. So we have recorded some modules which are known as VARC Essentials, LRDI Essentials, and Non-Engineers Quant. So here, there are the most common questions like capitalism, that is just an example. Most common words have been, we have made a list of most common words, and based on those, what's the meaning of the word, what's the usage of that word, and based on that word, there will be a passage, reading article, and on that article, there will be questions. So it's a kind of, you will be developing your vocab and also learning how to use your senses knowledge into VARC. That is Essentials, a basic product, foundational product. Then LRDI Essentials. Here what we have done, because LRDI is not a subject which you have done in your school or college. Have you? पढ़ा है कभी LRDI? Maths पढ़ा है, English पढ़ा है, but LRDI logical reasoning कभी नहीं पढ़ा. ऐसा subject कोई होता ही नहीं है. So what we have done, we have tried to make it in such a way that it looks like a subject, a basic subject from your school or college life. Okay, so we have discussed how a question setter makes questions, makes a set, and what all limitations can they put to make that question look complicated. Is that clear? Now, non-engineers QA. So this is a refresher course from 6th to 10th standard NCERT books. They're very important for preparation of CAT. You must have read that, right? कि NCERT books कर लो 10 तक का बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो what we have done, because that will take a lot of time. If you try to study all these books, you will take 1 year, है ना, possible नहीं है, CAT के लिए preparation के लिए भी 1 साल से कम ही होता है. So what we have done, we have made bite-sized videos based on these books. So it will be a course which will finish in 5 hours. All right. By the way, I would suggest you that you can, use these two courses in sync with your classes. जैसे मान लो कि आज percentage की class होने वाली, because you'll get the timetable beforehand. Every Saturday you will get timetable for the next week. So let's say next week you have a class of percentages. So make sure that you study percentages from this non-engineers QA. And let's say there's a class of cubes in LRDI. Make sure that you attend the session, the video, complete the video of cubes from this. So this can be in sync with your classes. Is that clear? Vaishnavi, first week of July we're starting that, but you should go through these modules, okay? Now, then special modules. These will be unlocked afterwards once at least 30%, 40% syllabus is finished. So if you see here, they're very colorful modules, engineers VARC. So I recorded that here. I have taken different passages, and based on them, there are questions that can be difficult, moderate, and a lot of vocabulary has been discussed over here. Okay, so when I say vocabulary, it's like there is a passage which has 400 to 600 words. And there are, let's say, 20, 30, 40 difficult words over there. We have discussed all those words. And after that, the passage has been discussed. And how to get to the correct solution has been discussed. Avoiding the trap answers, etc. All have been discussed in Engineers VARC. LRDI Inception, this is a difficult module, okay? This will be unlocked at least in the month of August, so that your 70% of LRDI is complete. After that, you'll be doing this, in which we have made our own sets. And this is a kind of final push. Quant conceptual videos, if there is any concept, we have gone to the concept and sub-concept level. You can watch this if you have any problem in any kind of concept. Now, Love says, what will be the difference between iQuanta YouTube videos and the paid courses, except live classes? This is all paid. They're not YouTube video. YouTube videos are majorly done for, showing you what you are doing in the paid classes. Also in YouTube, we sometimes come live just to solve some questions, do some practice. So it's a kind of unstructured thing going on YouTube. There's no structure. I mean, when I say no structure, that is not the correct word. In the paid classes, so the step 1, after that step 2 comes, then step 3 comes. On the YouTube, we are majorly doing practice or telling what we do in the live paid classes, okay? On YouTube, we might do some workshop, but in the paid, we do the entire marathon. All right, Love. So if we give weightage of 1 to the YouTube, the weightage of the paid will be around 10. 10:1 का difference है. Okay, now, the next thing. Live classes. So this is the planner. In arithmetic, so I discussed arithmetic, algebra and geometry. Now I will be going to the topic level. So in arithmetic, we have percentage, profit loss, simple interest, compound interest, ratio and proportion, averages, mixture allegations, time, speed and distance, time and work. These topics are there, and these topics in itself are huge. So this will be done starting from July to mid-August. So like the 1.5 months will be focusing on arithmetic, which is very important. Then comes algebra, in which linear equation, quadratic equation, inequalities, polynomials, modulus, logarithms, sequences, series, permutation, combination, probability, we have put in algebra. It is basically modern maths. This will be starting in the mid-August, finishing by mid-September. Complete 1 month. All right. Then geometry, lines, angles, circles, 3D mensuration, September to October, first week. That is how the planner will go. I think you might be liking to take a screenshot here. I'll just step aside. You can take a screenshot. I'll count till 10. Shamal. Enrolled 2 days back, went to attempt ICAT 1.0. Shamal, you can attempt that right away, but don't expect a lot of scores over there. But just attempt it so that you get a fair idea that what has to be done for CAT. All right. Okay. Now, next, planner for VARC. So in reading comprehension, I told you there are different genres: science and technology, business economics, history, politics, arts, literature, society, culture, philosophy and psychology, miscellaneous. It doesn't mean that you had to be an expert in all this. No. If that was the case, you'd be reading for UPSC, right? So the passages can be chosen from different sources. Now we'll also be telling you what all sources are important. But by the way, because only 5 months are left for CAT, I won't be suggesting you go for full-fledged reading. You won't be having that kind of time. Attend the classes and try to solve as many mocks as possible will be the best thing. Reading articles can be done if you had like 1 year, one complete year. Right now, do not read anything, but we'll be discussing what all sources are important and from what all sources CAT chooses its passage. Verbal ability, para jumbles, para summary, odd one out, para completion. Para jumbles is like there'll be 4 sentences which are supposed to form a paragraph. Those sentences have been jumbled up. You need to find the correct sequence and type it there. Para summary. In para summary, we have 4 options. So there's a paragraph given to you and 4 options, out of which 1 will be the correct summary. Mark on that. Odd one out. There'll be 5 sentences, out of which 4 can form a paragraph, 1 cannot. So you'll mark the odd one out, which 1 cannot form the paragraph. Para completion, it's kind of a fill in the blank sort of question. So para jumbles or odd one out are theta questions. What is theta? Type in the answer, in which options will not be given to you. You'll type the answer inside a box and there will be no negative marking for that. Theta questions also occur in quants and LRDI. Okay. This is mid-August. You'll be surprised. Uske baad kya karenge? Uske baad we'll be having practice sessions for VARC, because VARC doesn't have a fixed syllabus. Okay, we'll be discussing all of it, all the passages. After that, we'll be doing the same kind of practice on the same kind of genre, okay, and the same kind of verb. No, Soham, no, that's not okay. Why? Because in verbal ability, we have only 8 questions, while in RCs, we have 16 questions. All right? Don't do that. Moreover, in verbal, para jumble is very difficult. What I would suggest is in the real CAT, if someone is able to solve 2.5 RC, when I say 2.5, that means like in one RC we have 4 questions. So we're attempting three RC sets, out of which let's say you get 10, you attempt 10 questions. Okay, in any order from 3 different RCs, and solve 4 VA questions. And if you do this much with 90% accuracy, you will be able to score more than 98th percentile in verbal ability and reading comprehension. All right, Soham. Good evening, Hinu. So हम हो जाएंगे, यही तो हम सिखाएंगे आपको ना. Okay. LRDI from July to first week of October. All these things which we discussed earlier also will be done. Post October there will be practice sessions and obviously the crash course. Next, iQuanta mocks. So as I told you, there are 35 full-length mocks, out of which 20 are proctored, 15 are unproctored. Unproctored means you can attempt it anytime you want to. This will be done in a fixed time interval. So iQuanta 1 is live. So once you do that, click on this tab, you will get the analysis in which all the questions, the textual and the video solutions will be given to you. All right. So a 99 percentile normally attempts 30 to 50 mocks on an average. So here you have 35 full-length mocks and 45 sectionals. So 15 of VARC, 15 of LRDI, and 15 of quant. So they are sectional tests. If I combine them, it becomes a full-length mock. So overall, we have 50 full-length mocks and free past papers also. 18 free past papers are there. CAT mini mocks are also there. This is something, this is a great thing. I love it. Why? Because if you Google previous year questions of CAT, you will get enough material. But here on iQuanta website, what we have done, we have given an option so that you can solve the PYQs in a mock format. Time के हिसाब से, 2 घंटे के हिसाब से, okay? That is very helpful. Now, this is how the tracker looks like, the analysis. When I told you about AI-enabled mock platform, that is how it looks like. So you fill your data and they will be telling you which all B schools can you crack, where you went wrong, okay? The error tracker, how did you commit the error? I did not understand the concept, I misread the question, I made a silly mistake, I guessed the answer, I understood the concept, but I failed to apply it correctly. I ran out of time, fell for trap answer. So there are 7 different ways in which you can go wrong. And this tracker will be telling you how did you go wrong while answering the question. Do you understand that? It's very important. 7 तरह से हम चीज़ें गलत कर सकते हैं कैट के अंदर, वो 7 यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Questions, difficulty is given to you, time taken by you, average time taken by all the aspirants. You click here with the solutions, textual as well as video solutions. All right. This time we have also introduced a strategy builder tool. So every year we keep on introducing new things. Strategy builder, when I talk about this, what does that mean? That let's say you are not very great at time, speed and distance. So after the mock is over, you will be getting 5 more questions on the same concept to practice. तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपका कुछ नहीं आ रहा तो आप क्वेश्चन ढूंढने होंगे बुक में जाके, वो क्वेश्चन हम यहीं पे दे देंगे मॉक में ही. तो एनालिसिस के बाद यू कैन बिल्ड योर स्ट्रैटेजी and do the questions in which you are not very great. Okay, now these are the books, the few examples. We have 12 books in total, in which we have Quant, VARC, LRDI. So this is a subscription based, like you can purchase this if you want to. If you want books also in addition to the dashboard and mocks, you can go for that. All right, content relevancy. So as you see here, there are some testimonials. So last year, and every year it happens that whatever questions we have been doing in the live classes, application classes, our mocks, everywhere, many times similar kind of way. Last year we had 6 to 7 questions which were exactly done in the live classes. Okay, see, these are the testimonials. Peer-to-peer learning. When I say peer-to-peer, because nowadays it's a virtual world. After a pandemic, after COVID, post-COVID, now we have the virtual world in which we humans don't really meet with each other, right? We talk through a social network. So we have made a peer-to-peer learning based platform on our Facebook group. It's the largest group. CAT preparation by iQuanta is close to 4 lakh members. All right, and here this is the paid group. That is how it looks like. So once you are a student, you'll get access to paid group. So here what happens that whatever questions you have, you just post those questions on this community, and students, CAD aspirants, your seniors, the B School alumni, even the faculty members like me, we all are very active over there and we discuss things. We discuss the academic doubts. Sometimes it's also non-academic, and funny banters also happen over there. Okay. So last best of Pradeep Kumar Puchala, he got 99.75 percentile last year in CAT, and he belongs to Andhra Pradesh, no, Karnataka. So he did really well, and he's an engineer, and he always said that in his village, it's people think about engineering or medicine, which happens I think everywhere, but he's the first person to prepare for MBA. All right. Okay, so there are many other people like Geeta Sai, then we have Adarsh Khandelwal, Vaibhav Singh. So all these people, they have shared their scorecards, also their stories. So in the Facebook that I'm talking about, which is called close to 4 lakh members, there you can go and watch their success stories, what they actually did, and you can also connect with them. So that is where names are given to you. You can just go search them and connect with them, that we are also preparing for CAT, what all things that you were there that you did. So obviously we are there. You can also connect with the past year students of iQuanta. So these faculty members, which I discussed earlier as well, all of us will be training you across different sections. So that is all. Now I'll be taking up some questions. If you have any questions, bring them on. Till now, whatever questions were asked, I have discussed them all. Any further questions? And okay, if you see in the live, this chat panel, you will see a WhatsApp group, link to a WhatsApp group, right? Do you see that? By CAT Preparation iQuanta, join 25 WhatsApp group. So click over there and you will get access to a WhatsApp group. In that WhatsApp group, we'll be coming up with the latest updates about the batch, about the courses, about the modules, about each and everything which is required for people for clearing CAT. Sohan, Achal, when exactly will we start giving mocks? Right away, because mock season starts in the mid-June, okay, and that is started already. But it's said that you should be giving mocks after completing at least 50% of syllabus, but that is valid for people who are preparing from 1 year. The people who are preparing for 6 months or 5 months, for them they should start giving mocks from the, I would say, after 10 days into preparation, this should start giving mocks, and your marks would not be that great in the first few mocks, obviously, because the syllabus is not over, but still start taking mocks, because that will keep you in sync, in pace with what exactly is required for CAT. Okay, Sohan? Any more questions? ठीक है ना, मतलब उससे आइडिया मिलता रहेगा कि भाई हमने आज ये मॉक दे दिया तो मेरे मार्क्स कम आए, बट वो ठीक है मैंने पढ़ा नहीं था इसलिए मार्क्स कम आए, जो मैंने पढ़ा हुआ है वो गलत हो रहा है, ऑल दोज थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू नो, दैट इज व्हाई शुड स्टार्ट गिविंग इट राइट अवे. Live class start, be the sacred. Next week, as I told you already. Vaishnavi, you're welcome. Ishan, tell me that I have joined CAT last batch. So exact date and when will be our schedule will be given to us. Schedule. This is the planner that I discussed here. The schedule will be given to you next week on Monday, and the exact date. What's the date? The first week of July, probably I think the first Wednesday, you'll be having a class. Okay. Any further questions? Also do join that WhatsApp group. They will be updating you regarding any kind of information. Okay, Ishan and others. Have you joined the group? Okay, any further questions? Will these classes be online or offline? It'll be all online. Om Namah Shivaya. Khush Biji. This will be all online, obviously. If someone is watching the recording of it, probably when the session goes, when I end the live stream, after that you have any questions, you can just, comment there. Okay, how to manage time for working professionals? Shamal, depends on you have 5 days work week or a 6 days work week. So by the way, in this channel only, I have made a video in which I have discussed how to manage time for the working professionals. By the way, to summarize it, just attend the classes on the weekdays and try to practice for 1 hour. Okay, but on the weekends, you should be giving at least 10 hours. 10 hours. All right. Shamal has 6 days work week. Okay, Shamal, in that case, 2 hours on the weekdays and 10 hours on the weekends. That is how you should do it, and try to save your these leaves. Cat के एक हफ्ते पहले leaves पूरी कर लेना है ना. That is very important. I'm sure you'd be having 2 casual leaves, earned leaves, all that stuff. Just try to kind of save them. कहीं घूमने मत जाना. Do not use those in in some other things. Or if it is possible, just take leaves on every alternate Saturday. That will be helping you a lot. Okay, Shamil? 2 छुट्टियाँ मिलती होंगी ना, 2-2.5 I think, तो उसमें every alternate Saturday ले लो या alternate Monday ले लो, whatever is possible for you. Any further questions? No? Alright, so if you guys come across more questions, just comment there once the live session is ended. So I'll see you in the classes. Bye everyone. Okay, take care.